Well, thank you so very much. Good evening, everybody. Please, anybody and everyone who's joining in, make sure that you mute yourself so that we don't have to hear the background noise. It is the 7th of September, 2025. Welcome to the spring month, and we're excited that you are here. You've been able to join us. We haven't had these sessions in the past 2 weeks, actually. So I'm happy that we are back today to have these sessions of Amandla Umnoto, Operation Wheelekhaya, and Rural Chamber of Commerce. And we request again that those who are joining in, just make sure that you mute, because unfortunately, if you keep unmuting yourself, we will dismiss you and you are not going to be able to come back. Siyabonga kakhulu for joining in and being part of this very important platform, networking platform of entrepreneurs all across the continent. As you would know, that we've got presence in quite a number of countries, not only here at home in South Africa. And we appreciate ukuthi nikhona namhlanje uze nizokwazi ukuthi nibe part of this very important information session and gathering of people of like mind and people who really want to see the advancement of Africa, advancement of their countries, advancement of themselves, and to ensure that we drive entrepreneurship as a collective. So today I'm very excited that I've got two of our speakers who are going to be sharing with us what they have in their bag. And these are people that I truly appreciate and respect highly. And I got, maybe just to give you a bit of, as an introduction, we're going to start with the Cassava, right? And I was very happy that Usbarwami, Mr. Ntusha, connected me with this amazing lady, Angela Nyimba, who's going to be our first speaker. She is in Malawi, from Malawi. Angela is going to be sharing with us essentially about this very important crop. I do know that in Southern Africa, particularly here in South Africa, we are not very used to cassava plant, but it is something that's very, very important that we get to know more about this cassava. So Angela obviously is the Managing Director of Silver Naturals since 2015. Over 30 years experience in business strategy, rural development, and agribusiness. And her main focus is on cassava transformation, value addition in Nkata Bay. So cassava in Nkata Bay obviously is a place there, I'm sure, in Malawi. And Angela is going to be sharing with us about this important crop because in South Africa, for instance, there's been trials made before. I know that as a matter of fact, and I know that there are people already planting cassava. I do understand it's a crop that is mainly used once you go up north into our beautiful continent. And I'm so excited today that we'll be able to have a talk to us about this very important plant and even offering us an opportunity to work together with her and her team. We've been talking behind the scenes just to make sure that we take this crop very seriously and become party to it. I do know of some people who are planting it in Pietermaritzburg, for instance, and in other places across South Africa. But after that, we'll be having Paul, my brother, that I'll introduce after our first speaker. I was with Paul in Dubai a year or so ago, where we were having a great time, really connecting as well at the business level. And Paul has brought in for us great news about the upcoming agricultural conference where I'm invited, and I told other people that I'm already invited with a ticket. They said they want to go with me. So, but this is where again, we want to encourage you to come with and join the Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry and be part of that. And we are going to have my colleagues, Mr. Ndlovu and Mr. Gok, telling us more about this Rural Chamber. Where are we at? And I will really take you through the process where we're going with this Rural Chamber in terms of working together as Africans to drive economies together. Without any further ado, allow me to call my first speaker, Miss Angela Nyimba, just to talk us through the cassava and really give us her presentation. Angela, if you've got anything to share with us, and you are most welcome. I think the screen is very open for you to share anything with us. Over to you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. And I think this is very exciting that we are going to collaborate on a regional basis to work on this project. As my brother has indicated, my name is Angela Nyimba. I am from Malawi, and I grew up with cassava. I was in South Africa for 30 years, but due to circumstances, I had to come back home. And I started this cassava business in trying to work with what is available here, because cassava is a very underrated crop.
Just go ahead, Angela. Don't worry. Go ahead.
All right. It's a very underrated crop. It grows without, you don't need to buy seeds. Whatever you grow this year, you use it next year. So there are no inputs, doesn't require fertilizer. It's drought resistant and well cultivated, and it's essential for food security here. So where I am in Cassava, the weather is similar to Durban. It's near the lake. So traditionally, it's used for pulp and boil the roots and dry the chips. Despite cassava having a commercial potential, the opportunity in cassava is that it's high yield, even in low input conditions. It's a versatile. You can use it for flour, starch, bread, sorbitol, ethanol. The list is endless, and it's got a strong domestic and export market demand. And for us here, I've used it to empower women and youth through farming and processing opportunities. So far, I've mobilized about 200 women, and we continue to mobilize because we need a lot of women to make it to achieve economies of scale. So right now we are doing cassava flour. We are using cassava flour to produce bakery products. One of our customers who gets 1.5 metric tons a week is using it as a binder for tomato sauce. So we've been training women and communities on quality processing and standards. So at the moment, we're working with IITA, which is International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, to help us get certification with the Malawi Bureau of Standards. So the impact that it has had, even on a small scale, is that it's increased income generation, because people here have always grown cassava, but they've just been eating it and knowing the potential for improving their livelihoods and food security. And because of the factory, we are employing youth. I know we've got a high youth unemployment here. So, but they want to see results fast. So cassava is one of the crops, that within 9 months, within 6 to 9 months, you're harvesting. And you can either sell it raw, or you can process it. But as we all know, just eating cassava or selling it raw doesn't bring much income. The money comes in by value addition. So there are future opportunities in expansion into industrial starch production, development of export-ready snacks and bakery products. I think in South Africa, this is already being done. I saw it in Woolworths. And certification for organic cassava products, because the only way you can grow cassava is organically. We don't put fertilizer, and but because we don't have that certificate, we can't claim to be organic. So we are looking to get it certified organically. And also there are agro-tourism initiatives linked to cassava farming and product experiences. Most people are not used to using cassava, so there's a whole lot of awareness that needs to happen, and this can be achieved through agro-tourism. Also, it's integration into agri-tech solutions to improve production and processing efficiently. Right now, most women, process it the traditional way, but we were lucky that COMESA came here and found out that we're working with cassava, and we're given equipment for processing cassavas. So we are using that to train women on modern way of processing it efficiently so that you don't incur a lot of waste. So in conclusion, cassava is more than a food crop in Cassava, as it can be seen in Cassava. It is a catalyst for empowerment, income generation, and rural transformation. Through strategic value addition, communities are moving from subsistence farming now into wealth creation. So far, we've got 30 youth that are improved. We've done a pilot with, whose lives have improved drastically because of cassava. And with continued investment, we are sure that it could bring significant economic and social benefits for us in Africa. So I think after my brother, Mr. Ntusha, gives his presentation, I'll be able to link it on how we can work with it in South Africa. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Sis Angela. Truly appreciate that summary. Obviously, as you have said, you are not alone. You are with Mr. Mhlonipheni Ntusha. My brother, if you can just come in here, as well as take us through in addition to what my sister has shared with us. Because I'm sure there's quite a lot of questions and what people would like to engage you on. Over to you. Mr. Ntusha. Right, maybe whilst I'm trying to raise Mr. Ntusha on the other side, can you once again just give us the uses of cassava? Whilst Mr. Ntusha's network is, I'm sure he's going to have to go somewhere next door where he is to be able to get the network. Just maybe detail those. I would like to hear more. I think everybody would like to hear more about what is cassava used for. You mentioned some things. I was making notes here, and I thought that's very important for us to understand, because this is a crop that seemingly can be used for many things. As a matter of fact, I went to my shelf here at home and took the cassava that I was given by my friends after training them on turmeric in Limpopo. I've been using it as a porridge. It's very, very nice. This is it. It's white, as you can see it. But I would like you to please take us through and tell us what other uses are there for cassava.
All right, thank you. The uses for cassava are vast, especially for industrial use. South Africa imports a lot of cassava starch. It is mainly used as a binder in a lot of things, like drinks. They put in cassava to thicken it. So you might not know, they just put it as a stabilizer or thickener. Most of it is cassava, like for beer. I know they use it in beer. I think the traditional beer in South Africa, I'm forgetting the name, but they use cassava starch. It has also got potential to use as sorbitol. Sorbitol is used in drinks like Coca-Cola. You can't put sugar in Coca-Cola because of its ability to crystallize. So what they use sorbitol. They use sorbitol, which is made from cornstarch. However, that is a very unhealthy substance. So cassava is the better alternative because it's healthy, and it doesn't have the damming effect like corn syrup has. The other thing is used as an additive in bread. In bread, normally they put soya flour, but that again is difficult to grow, and with the climate change, cassava offers an alternative, and it's also very nice tasting. It softens the bread. In lumber, it is used as it is used to make glue. So right now we are also supplying to a glue making company. They use it also as a binder. We are also supplying to a tomato sauce manufacturer who's using it also as a binder. It's a cheaper alternative than maize starch, which is now become very, very expensive because of the inputs involved. So the other thing it's used for is production of ethanol. And the nice thing about cassava is that you use from the leaves all the way to the roots. So the leaves, we have been drying them during rainy season. There's a lot of vegetables, so we dry them and then we can use them for feed or either for to eat. And then the stem, we've been using it to make charcoal. You can make charcoal with the stems, and with the peels from the cassava itself. And the root, as I've mentioned, you make it flour, you can make chips, you can make all the other products that I've mentioned before. Thank you.
That's quite interesting. Again, you said how long does it take to grow cassava, Angela? And do you have to keep replanting it? Just take us through that very shortly.
Okay, cassava takes about 6 to 9 months, 6 to 12 months, depending on what you want to use it for. So for us, because we are processing it, and you can get two kinds of flours with it. You can get high quality cassava flour, which is not fermented, and you can get the fermented one. The fermented one is mainly used as pap here. But the high quality cassava flour is the one that is used for baking. You can literally substitute cassava for wheat flour. And within 6 months, you can harvest. We are now working with improved varieties that IITA are helping develop in Malawi. So within 6 months, you can start using cassava, you can uproot it and start using it for whatever purpose you want it for.
That is very good. So that means within 6 months you can harvest it. Only obviously if you're not going to harvest the roots, because I suppose that when you harvest the roots, you have to replant. Am I correct?
When we replant the stem.
Oh, you replant the stem, right? Okay.
You replant the stem. Literally, if you just leave it somewhere, it will start growing. But IITA, we've been working with IITA. We were planting like one stem. We used to cut it in 3-4 pieces. Yeah. Right now, we've been taught to grow, to plant every node on that cassava. So you can bring out about 30 plants from one stem of cassava.
Oh, wow.
Because of our modern technology, which we didn't know about, we were wasting a lot. But you can do that.
Okay, and then tell me, Angela, what is the yield per hectare? Just the average yield per hectare, and maybe how much, if you were to sell a ton, once you've given us the answer of how much do you harvest per hectare, what are expectations?
You can harvest about 20 metric tons per hectare. But through processing, you lose about 30%.
Oh, so that means you can process about 30% of the 20 metric tons per hectare, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me open for questions. Mr. Ntusha has got problems, but I think you've presented what is quite enough for my colleagues here to chew on. Let's open up for questions before we move to the next speaker. Very, very interesting crop indeed. And I'm very excited about it. But just before people ask questions, just raise your hand, please, if you want to ask a question. I want to know, Angela, the market, there is a market for that. Just take us through the market a bit. You've already given us details on the type of uses for it, but the market?
Okay, so now let me give you about the market. Africa imports cassava from China.
Oh.
We import a lot of, and yet Nigeria produces more cassava than China.
Oh. Okay. So the question is why? Okay, I don't even need to ask why are we importing it, but it's quite interesting. Nigeria produces more cassava than China. I know my brother
yes.
Paul is in. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think maybe Paul might be able to answer that question, why we are importing cassava.
Yes. That's quite interesting. So the market is there. It's available, right?
Yes, obviously, yes.
Okay, that's very
especially
good.
in the beer industry. You know, South Africa consume a lot of beer. The local beer here, we've got Chibuku.
Yeah.
And you know that we use cassava for that.
That's very, very good. We know we are a very, very high consumption beer consumption country, consuming country. Paul, before you come in, or you want to say something? I know I'm still going to introduce you, but I see you are itching to say something, Paul. Okay. Okay, whilst waiting for Paul, let me say this. I was talking to...
She wants me to say something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just on cassava before I introduce you. Okay, seem to have a bit of a network problem there. Let me just say this. I have spoken to Mondi, I've spoken to Sapi. I know cassava is used as a starch in some of their processing. And they import a lot of that. I think it's the type of starch that they need, which is found from amadumbe. Yini amadumbe ngesingisi? Ngisizeni mawethu. Madumbe, whatever you call it. Oh, yams, yeah. Hey, it's funny.
It's got cocoa yams. It's got cocoa yams.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, it's used a lot from amadumbe. So I can tell you that there is a market right there, which I'm sure we can activate in South Africa. Right. Questions, please. Okay. And comments. Yes, please. I see the hand that is raised. Please just shoot. The name is the. So I don't know what's your name exactly, but the name is just THE, the.
Excuse me. Good evening. I'm not so sure whether I am audible.
Very audible. Go ahead.
Thanks very much for bringing Angela. So good evening to Amandla Umnotho members. I've got 3 questions here, but one of which out of 3, one has been answered. Do you have a variety that performs better than the rest, which maybe you can share with us? The second question would be, if you were to say we can yield 20 tons per hectare, is that of a dry product or just a wet product? And given its nature, so I would like to believe that you'll want to dry it before you send it for processing. Is that the case with cassava? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The 20 metric tons is wet cassava that you get per hectare, but in good conditions, you can get about 35 to 60 metric tons. With the new varieties that are coming up, I think it's a possibility. We are using the old cassava that has been the variety that has been around for a long time here. We are getting improved varieties, but the local people decide which varieties they're going to grow because they know better after testing them. But right now we have agreed one variety of cassava that takes 6 months and is of high yield. I'll share the picture later on the group. It is Cassava 3, which is a hybrid. It's taken into account the complaints that the locals have had because they want it to be starchy. They want it to be white. They won't take anything that once you process turns brown. And they want it to mature quickly. So we've managed to come up with this variety by working with IITA. We managed to come up with this variety that is matures within 6 months and it's a high yield and it ticks all the boxes. But we have several other varieties locally that are also been improved and they will mature within 6 to 9 months. I think your last question was, if you could just remind me about your last question.
I think you covered quite a bit. I'm not sure. What was the last question?
I think what it is the drying part of it.
The drying part, okay.
Okay, so cassava naturally has got cyanide, even the sweet or the bitter cassava. So our ancestors figured out that if you dry cassava, that cyanide is eliminated. You know, there's very little trace of it that is not harmful. But over the years, we have varieties that are that don't have cyanide. You know, they are sweet. They're sweeter, but I think it's just reduced. And you know, they are just traces of cyanide, but not really much. But so you either have to soak it. They realize that if you soak it, the cyanide goes away, or if you dry it, the cyanide goes away. So the processing involves crushing it and then squeezing out the water and then drying it and then milling it. So the other process that the locals use for pulp is peeling it, soaking it, drying it, and then grinding it.
Okay. No, thank you so much. I guess that is that is clear. Let's move to Jabulani Zikali.
Thank you. I don't know if am I audible?
Very audible, my brother.
Thank you. Just 2 questions, and thanks for this informative presentation. 2 questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what is the planting season? Is there a preferable planting season and any like soil type where cassava would be more productive? Thank you. Those are my 2 questions.
Thanks so much.
The beauty of cassava, you can plant throughout the year. So if as soon as you take out as long as there's water. So as I said, where I am, this is we call it cassava country because cassava grows throughout the year. And secondly, we have a lot of water. We have rain 6 months a year. So as long as there's a drop of water, you can plant cassava. So the limitation for us locally is that we don't have irrigation systems. If you have irrigation and you have what we call doubleland, you know, wetlands, you can plant throughout the year. You uproot it, you prepare the ground again and put it back into the ground. You have cassava. So for us, we are limited by the rain, but right now we're moving towards irrigation. So we are irrigating some, especially in terms of keeping the seeds for the following year or for the following planting season. We've been we are working on getting an irrigation system, which the government is assisting with agricultural commercialization. But cassava, the nice thing is you can grow it throughout the year.
Okay, no, thank you so much. In South Africa, for instance, and I'm sure Zimbabwe and some of the countries that you know, Angela, they've got some very, very cold seasons in winter, for instance. Will it survive there? As you're saying, it can grow right throughout the year?
The cassava grows in cold areas, but really it likes weather like the one in Durban and here in Cassava. You know, the weather in Durban is ideal because it's hot throughout the year. But in cold weather, it grows, but it doesn't do very well.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you so much. Any other question before we close this session? Maybe on the chat box. Let's see before I close. How much is the estimated cost of planting 1 hectare?
The cost of planting 1 hectare is the seed you would have kept the year before, and it's just the labor. So the labor here, I think I have to translate it into rand because most farmers here, it's done by the family.
Yeah.
It's mostly family based by smallholder farmers. But for commercial, I think it has to be worked out. So I can't give you offhand. I will have to work it out.
Okay. Okay, please work it out so that you can share it with the community here to understand how much will they need for a hectare, right? To plant. I think, please repeat Mondi need amadumbe. No, I didn't say amadumbe, they need amadumbe, but they need the starch that is found in amadumbe, the yams, just like in, I think, cassava. So yes, we'll engage them as we begin the process of taking this crop forward in Southern Africa. Can we intercrop cassava with moringa?
You can't intercrop with moringa because moringa is a tree.
Sure.
Yeah, so you can intercrop with beans, anything that puts nitrogen back into the ground. Okay. And moringa, but you can intercrop with bananas.
With bananas, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ash. I'm sure banana people can hear that. And then what's plant population per hectare? I think you've covered that. What's a plant population per hectare?
Right.
Do you have an answer
yield
for that?
or plant population?
The number of plants, I guess, per hectare.
Per hectare.
Yeah.
I think you need approximately 10,000.
10,000.
10,000 to 10,000 to 20,000.
Okay. No, thank you so much. No, thank you so much, Angela. You can stay on. Obviously, Paul is going to address certain things here, but appreciate you a lot. We obviously have started the rural chamber in Malawi with Angela, so we'll talk about that on the other side, right at the end of this program. I appreciate you a lot, my sister, for sharing with us this very important crop, which we need to make sure that we replace these imports from other countries like China. And I guess it's not different to the over $50 billion food supplies we import from other continents when we've got so much land that can feed the entire world. Appreciate you. Right, and I'm moving on to our next speaker. His name is Paul Ashu. Paul, as I've mentioned, I've met him in Dubai. We were having meetings there about starting certain businesses, which I'm very happy to say they are coming to fruition, especially with Frank. As you know, that Frank was here on this platform, and he's still coming down here on quite a few things that we are talking about here, including what our sister has been really mentioning here, which is your ethanol as an example. So Paul is a serial entrepreneur. He owns and runs Rwanda Real Estate, Pearl and Praise Tourism LLC, and a tech company that specializes in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and identity verification. He's got a first degree in economics and a 3-in-1 master's degree from Harroid Watt University, Masters of Science in Business Strategy, Leadership, and Change Management. Started his career as a banker in Nigeria, Intercontinental Bank, now called Access Bank. It's already here in South Africa, and grew to the position of a regional treasury manager. He left banking in 2012 and was appointed as a strategy consultant to Office of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. He served in 3 committees in the Central Bank of Nigeria from 2018 to 2021. I'm very happy that today we've got Paul coming here to address us about the conference, which I need to attend myself, even though I did mention to him that it coincides with the water conference I will be addressing in Mpumalanga. But as soon as I'm done with that conference, I'll be jetting off to Dubai to seal some of the very things that we've been talking about with Paul. And Paul, I'm so happy that you've been able to join us, my friend. Over to you. This is your stage.
It's a privilege to be here. Good evening to everybody. My name is Paul Ashu, as rightly introduced. Yeah, and I would like to appreciate Angela for the brief session educating us about cassava and the opportunities therein in the cassava industry. Yeah, before I go into my own session, I really like each and every one of you who might be interested in going into cassava farming to work closely with your various group and get all the necessary information you need from Angela. Yeah, because cassava is actually a stable crop. Like she rightly mentioned, Nigeria is the #1 cassava growing country in the world. Most of the medications that we take, let me use the word drugs, those white tablets you see, some of them are being made with cassava. Then they put in whatever chemical that kills or cure the sicknesses in people's body. So cassava has there are a lot of things that can be done with cassava. Right now, some of the snacks our children take to school in Dubai, in US, in most part of the world, in China, they are being made with cassava. Like the biscuits, there are certain, I wasn't truly ready for this or to be part of, to talk about cassava. I would have come up with some videos to see what they're using cassava to do globally in the world. So it's a big market, it's worth the investment and all that. I believe we're going to get a lot of agribusiness entrepreneurs from this session. Okay, having said that, I would like to talk about AgraME. AgraME is the biggest agricultural event in the Middle East. AgraME promotes food security globally. AgraME promotes agri-technology, the modern technology used in agriculture. AgraME promotes trade between countries. Now, AgraME is so strategic. AgraME 2025 is so strategic because the theme is food security for Middle East and Africa. But beyond that, with the trade tariff, we call it the Third World War when it comes to trade. You know, with the Donald Trump's trade tariff, most countries are coming to AgraME this year to come and participate to look for new trade partners. So, for those that are looking for the right clients, the legitimate people to do businesses with, you need to be in AgraME 2025, taking place from 6th to 7th of October 2025 at World Trade Center in Dubai. You're going to meet a lot of investors there. Those that are looking for partners to export their produce to, that is where you find them. Those that are looking for the latest agricultural technology, from food, from cropping to aquaculture, anything you can think of in agriculture, AgraME 2025 is the place to be. And there are countries will be there signing in trade deals, because right now is the best time for us to sign trade deals for those that are getting high tariff from United States of America. They are looking for new trade partners to work with, to do business with. For example, Nigeria sealed a deal with Saudi and another deal with Qatar to produce food for them. So countries can produce food for some of the for some of the countries in the Middle East and the Western world. Some entrepreneurs, we had a deal from Germany where they wanted us to produce certain species of potatoes for them in large quantity. I'm talking about 10 tons. That's the first phase of the project. And in most of these deals that you come to AgraME to meet the right investors for, they pre-financed it. They even give you money in advance, So for those that also want to be distributors for latest technology, you come to AgraME, you meet the tech companies, you sign a deal for you to be their distributor in your various countries, for you to be distributor in Africa, in Southern Africa, in Eastern Africa, West Africa, So AgraME 2025 is a place for everyone who is interested in agriculture to be. As a country, as an agribusiness person, as a potential investor, as someone that wants to go, or maybe someone that wants to go into the business of organizing trade facilities and all that. It's just for everybody, because right now we're talking about food security globally, food security in Africa. We're talking about the right channel to export our produce to. So for those that might want to exhibit your product as an entrepreneur, you might not be able to. If maybe the cost is much for you, you can partner with another entrepreneur. Two of you can take a booth and exhibit your product. Take that advantage, come and meet investors, come and sign trade deals, partner with the right people. Yeah, and that is all I have to say for now until maybe after the Q&A session. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to take your questions, please.
Yeah, we all know what's happening around the world at the moment. We all know that after the tariffs and the pending, sanctions for some of the countries, like ours, for instance, we are aware that it could be the sanctioning of our leaders by the biggest economy in the world. I think it's come as a blessing, really. That is the US. It's come as a blessing, for us to diversify our trade across the globe. And I'm saying this because this is the risk, and these are risks that many countries are faced with to say, what do they do? And I think this is one of the most important food security conference for Middle East as well as Africa. There's been a number of offtakes that we got for things like goats, and recently we are obviously scaling up hugely on the production of goats, as an example, to be able to ensure that we supply UAE. I mean, that's a desert by and large, and they rely very much on countries like us to supply them and to strike those relationships with them. So it's very important that we really look at this very seriously. And you said to exhibit. How much is to exhibit on that booth? Maybe just repeat that.
Okay. To exhibit on the booth, particularly in African Pavilion, is $5,500 US.
Right. So, which means you can even partner as well. If you feel that $5,500 US is too much, you can be able to partner with another entrepreneur to be able to exhibit, show your products. One of the greatest things that we are taught in our entrepreneur journey is you must show up. That's very important. Show up, spend money, go over there and meet other people. And you are not wasting and sitting eZulu uyithola kanjani uhleze ekoneni? How are you going to get it loosely translated if we are just sitting there and having a pity party, you know, and just thinking that our things are happening? Things don't just happen. People do business with people they trust, they know, they've seen you. So we may be living in the AI world, in the 4IR world, but people must see you. So the miracle is to go out there and show up and be able to say, here I am. This is what I'm doing, to sign up markets. And that for me is very, very important. Let's take questions for Paul, for those that would like to know more about the AgraME 2025. My
Hello,
leader.
Nongos. Hello, Nongos.
Welcome, my leader. He is in Botswana. We are doing great things in Botswana. Over to you.
Yes, my leader. I think we'll be working with one of the guys from Access Bank. We have already pitched with them to say we would like to talk to them to support Botswana, which I'm sorry I've been held up here, but we have finalized everything. I should be down to South Africa meeting all our farmers, because now we have got to make orders with all our companies. I've got almost like 12 of them that are now seeking orders from us for our medicinal herbs in the German market, where me and our president, the chairman of this meeting, we are going to run warehouses in Germany, including all our partners around Africa. So we are quite excited if Access Bank can quickly run into this and see what they can do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my leader. Appreciate it. There is lots and lots of things that are happening in the SADC region. And I must remind you, entrepreneurs, for those that are into farming, agriculture, this is the season. This is spring. And this sector is a time-sensitive sector. You miss a month in it, you've missed it completely. And please, we are going to arrange other sessions maybe in the next coming days or week, where we'll be talking more about agribusiness, because we've been preparing people, and we hope that people have been able to capture and catch this spirit of agri-entrepreneurship enough. And I'm happy that people have bought close to R1 million worth of seeds from Zimbabwe on what you call the turmeric, as an example, as well as what Dr. Marane is talking about, which is medicinal herbs. I mean, he's been sending me letters from our office and our partners in Germany, where we already have signed up to say, let us then get this thing going. We've been talking about it for far too long, but we need to get it going. And Paul will definitely be engaging you. Questions, colleagues? Questions, comments, please. This is your platform. And do check for me, Paul, on the group. Yes, go ahead, ma'am. Okay. Hey, what tool is on doing? What tool bandling? That means everything was so clear, right?
Okay, I think I saw a question asking if individual participation, that what is the cost?
Yeah.
For individual participation, it is free. It is free for now for those that will register between now and the next 2 weeks. So I will share the link. I'll share the link with you, Google. Then everybody will get it for those that want to attend. But if you need an exhibition booth, then that is when you pay the money for the exhibition booth on the African Pavilion, right? So, and associations can take a booth, but in that booth, maybe just 2 people might be there, while others might just hang around, because we have places for meeting where you can meet with investors, meet with other entrepreneurs, sign trade deals, negotiate deals, and sign deals, you know. So yeah, so it is going to be free in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to send the link for those who are interested in coming to Dubai to attend this event as an individual, but not to exhibit. For you to exhibit in African Pavilion, for you to have your own booth where investors come to meet with you, people come to meet with you, then you need to take a boots. You need to buy a boots. Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's very, very good, Paul. Yeah,
two
go
people
ahead.
or an association can actually take a boot, combine your resources together. Just let me know, and we're going to handle that. You know, so each boot is supposed to be branded with your company name and logo. All right. So when
Okay.
we have two people taking a boot, I'll find a way around it for us to have two names on that boot stand and your logo on it. It's a customized
Okay.
boot stand under the African Pavilion.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So is there any side meetings during this conference?
Yes, particularly in African Pavilion, we have a place for side meeting. Like I said, that's where you negotiate with investors. That's where you sign trade deals, and we'll be mediating these trade deals, right? To be sure that for those that are not really good in negotiating in international business, our team of experts will be there to help them to negotiate the right deals with people you want to supply produce from Africa to, and people that you want to import their own goods into Africa, like you want to sign technology deals to bring in some tech, agri-tech for your farm expansion, for you to increase your output. So we'll help you in such negotiation. Yeah. And some people might need just technical partnership. We'll also make sure you get that. You know, so yeah, we have places, we have space for meetings and all that.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. If there's no other question, can I close before I ask Paul's last words? Any other question, comments, colleagues? Gone. So Paul, we are definitely going to be engaging with you, engaging you on a number of issues. I will be talking even after this, as we've been in the past week, to make sure that we at least get some of our people from this side to come to this very important AgraME 2025 conference. Your parting shot, please.
Okay. This is a one-of-a-kind platform that all of you have to educate yourself, orientate yourself to have. Let's call this platform an empowerment platform. I can see that it's very resourceful, you know.
Yes.
So I would like to advise every one of you listening who is part of this talk show to make sure that you come in here with a purpose, leave your mind open, ready to learn and implement what you have learned. Information is power. Information is money. So take advantage of this platform, educate yourself, equip yourself with the right information, and become one of the best agribusiness entrepreneur in the world. Make Africa proud, make South Africa proud, make your country proud, and make yourself proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Truly appreciate your time, and we'll definitely be engaging. My sister Angela, what's your last parting shot?
My last parting shot is, I think it's time that we started working regionally and not limiting ourselves in where we are. You know, we can do amazing things with cassava. And it's unfortunate that my brother Aubrey wasn't able to do a presentation, but we wanted to link it up to say, you know, what we've done here, what we've piloted here, we can do it in South Africa. To empower women and youth. I'm sure South Africa as well has got the same problem like we have here in terms of youth unemployment. We can empower youth, we can empower women, and we can spearhead this as a regional collaboration to reduce poverty. So far, you know, just to give you an example, we've stopped some boys that thought, you know, they can go to South Africa and find a job. Right now, they are sitting here and they're making money out of cassava. And then they thought just working in the city is going to give them money that they were looking for. So let us push this. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, my sister. That is so profound. Then on that note, I'm going to ask one or two of my colleagues, Mr. Koko, Mr. Ndlovu, to talk us through the Rural Chamber. Please just on the words of my sister Angela here, we have the Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry in South Africa, and it's growing in leaps and bounds, believe you me. And we are in Eswatini already, and in Malawi with Angela. We are already in Lesotho. We are going to be launching in many, many countries before our conference in March next year, Paul, where I will be inviting you to come over, and Angela and many others, including my friends from the States right there. We don't have the conference this year because we've got G20 happening in South Africa. So I want people to be focused on learning about opportunities around the G20 conference, which we are hosting and are presiding over, and will be handing over to the US after our president term has expired in end of November. So next year in March, we'll be announcing the conference, the Amandla Umnotho Grand Economic Conference, which features very strongly Rural Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I think somewhere in the 25th, 26th, 27th, they're about there. And that conference is going to be huge. It's going to be an all-Africa conference. Before then, we would have launched, I tell you, in about 10 countries, Rural Chamber of Commerce, because we are saying rurality is the future. There's no need, like my sister has said here, of people moving into big cities and leaving wealth behind, leaving wealth in rural areas. We need to organize for economic power. We need to make sure that we are organized and formulate ourselves into different groupings that are going to attack and tackle different sectors of economy. So, because we are not outnumbered, as we always say on Amandla Umnotho, but we are unorganized. So it's very important for us to understand that and make sure that we participate therein. Please, somebody's making a noise behind. Can you please stop it? Right. So we are going to make sure that we launch in different countries and make sure that we activate our people from all around, all over, to be able to participate meaningfully in different economies and in different economic sectors. Because more than anything else on this platform, we just don't share information, but we're educational. We educate, we agitate for economic emancipation, involvement and participation of many, many of us who are really not part of the mainstream economy. So, Mr. Goldko, where are we with Rural Chamber? How is membership going? And what's going to be happening? Or what needs to happen, rather?
Thank you so much, Nonkosi. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I just want to thank all the members that have subscribed to a platform. We are seeing such a tremendous growth in our membership. So we are really, really grateful about that. And we're truly thankful to the members who are actually subscribing. And just want to also acknowledge members that have liaised with us whenever they were having issues within the registration process, who didn't give up, but who made sure that their memberships are in good standing. So I just want to appreciate those members because they make it easy for us to then fix the system, and they make it easy for us to develop and fix whatever issues we might be encountering, since we're at a very teething stage. But nonetheless, I just want to update us. We have made some tremendous updates to the system. And in fact, the registration process, we have tried to simplify it as much as we possibly can, because we want our members to register as quickly as they can, and we want you to get value as quickly as you can. Also, we would like to encourage members to update their details. We did send out some emails this afternoon today for members to update their details, so that we will be able to even add you into WhatsApp groups for those members that are paid memberships. So at this point in time, we'll only add paid memberships into WhatsApp groups until such time where we decide as a collective that we can also add our free members into their own group as well. But so far we are going good. We'll keep on adding features. like we communicated earlier, that it's going to be a step-by-step process. And if you are not seeing some of the benefits that are written on the memberships, please do communicate with us, because some of them are not available on the system as yet, but we can facilitate you getting those or getting access to those membership packages. Like we mentioned that, for an example, if you need a business plan drafted, we can assist with that. And also some discounts that Mr. Klaba has spoken about as well in those memberships. So I just want to encourage members to continue to register. It takes literally 6 steps for you to get registered, and that is in less than a minute or so, or 2 minutes at most. And we'll continue to improve with the system, Nonkosi, and so that even the users from some of our members that are using their cell phones to connect will find it easy to register on the platform, so that everyone is accommodated in the platform. So those are the updates that we have. I just want to encourage, please let us update our details so that we can have your address information. I think I did see someone who registered today, and he actually just let me know that he couldn't find his town. We have added his town now onto the list of towns we have, or cities. And this is what we've been talking about, that we want to be able to know where people come from, where people are based, and from which districts they belong, so that it is easy for us to provide opportunities or segment opportunities according to their cities. So may I please request that we update our details, address details, cell phone details. If you didn't receive any email, please do send us an email on info@ruralchamber.co.za. We will share the email address here in the chat. And also, if you haven't registered, please do so. Please just go to https://ruralchamber.co.za/membership, and then you will be registered and as a member. Thank you, Nonkosi. That is all that I had for us for our updates for today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gorko. I guess people will be able to continue engaging you where there are questions. Truly appreciate your service and your work together with Mr. Ndlovu. If there's no other question, colleagues, I will go right round and see if there's any question. Maybe look at the chat box. If there's any, I think, registered yet, but not yet added on the WhatsApp group. I think Mr. Gorko is going to make sure that everybody who has registered and has paid will be on the WhatsApp group, right? Hi, I haven't received any email. Gorko, please send a link here so that I can update my details. Yeah, so you apologize, Guti. He meant Gorko, not Gorko.
Yes, I see that. Yeah. Yeah. So we will start adding people to WhatsApp groups once we have all the address information. So that's why I requested that we update our information. And then once the information has been updated on the system, because part of the updates is you providing us with your cell phone number, then we can send invitations. We can add you to the relevant groups. So yes, once people have started updating information, then we'll be able to add them onto WhatsApp groups.
Okay, thank you so much. Pakatoa Nonkosi for president. Yay! I'm gonna be your president. Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, colleagues. It's been a pleasure. We're going to bring you some more and empowering sessions. Truly appreciate you for really staying put until this time. And please, all these sessions are registered. They are there on our Amandla Omnoto TV on YouTube. Just go there, Amandla Omnoto TV. If you have not subscribed, it's for free. Just click the button and say subscribe. It helps us to have numbers because we want this message reaching out to as many people as possible. We truly appreciate you for coming through. May you have a fantastic week ahead. And let's meet on WhatsApp groups as we update you on other new things coming Enkosi kakhulu, siyabonga, siyabulela.
Siyabonga, Nkosi.
Thank
Nonkosi.
you.